A message to Africans and the African diaspora. It is time for us to stand up and be true to who we are. It is time for us to divest ourselves from Babylon the Great, aka the USA, by means of the US dollar and obviously through policies of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. The USA maintains a yoke of slavery around our necks. And the sad thing is that many of us are still intoxicated with the American dream, that illusion of wealth. As it says in the Bible, because you say, I am rich and have acquired riches and do not need anything from God at all, but you do not know you are miserable and pitiable and poor, blind and naked. Initially, you will not agree with many things I will introduce to you, but you have to know it simply as a warning. We have a heritage of two origins as an African people. First, we are still under a covenant God made to Cain. As in Genesis chapter 4 verse 15 it says, At this Jehovah said to him, For that reason anyone killing Cain must suffer vengeance 7 times. And so Jehovah set up a sign for Cain in order that no one finding him should strike him. Second, we are still under a covenant God made to Abraham. In Romans chapter 4 verse 11 to 12 it says, And he received a sign, namely circumcision, as a seal of the righteousness by the faith he had while in his uncircumcised state, that he might be the father of all those having faith while in uncircumcision, in order for righteousness to be counted to them, and a father of circumcised offspring, not only to those who adhere to circumcision, but also to those who walk orderly in the footsteps of that faith while in the uncircumcised state, which our father Abraham had. And you see in both cases a sign, which is namely circumcision. Characteristics of most Africans in the ancient world, not much of any other people. Cain was not simply a single person God made a covenant with. Cain was a clan leader, a sheikh among his brothers who were agriculturalists, while his brother Abel was a clan leader of herdsmen and shepherds of domesticated livestock. These were the progenitors of the Heiza dynasty of China, the Dravidians, the Sumerians, and the inter-origin of Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan, southern, central, and west Africa. It does not matter if we are currently circumcised or not. Those killing the children of Cain will suffer vengeance 7-fold. The lost 10 tribes of Israel were scattered into the wilderness of Africa, seeking refuge from the powers of Assyria, Babylon, and the curse God put upon our Hebrew ancestors. Africa is the mother that gave birth to the nation of Israel. They had always took refuge in Africa, even after the Messiah was born. When Joseph and Mary running away from Herod, they went to Africa. Where else would 10 tribes disappear to in a hurry? Certainly not to the other side, past the boundaries of the Assyrian Babylon Empire, as in Turkey or India. That being said, do not support, maintain an alliance, or any loyalty to the US, UK, the UN, and most of all, do not support the nation of Israel. Do not imagine the current nation of Israel will bring God's kingdom to earth. They are, in part, the false prophet of Revelation 16:13, 19:20, and 20:10. They imagine to form a one-world religion in Jerusalem. As it says in the Bible again, and from the prophet even to the priest, each one is acting falsely, and they try to heal the breakdown of my people lightly, saying, there is peace, when there is no peace. The Jews will fiercely oppose the formation of BRICS as an alternative to the UN if they adopt Bitcoin as the international reserve currency. This will certainly lead to war, but we will inherit what remains of Israel and Palestine after the war, and build a free state of Zion, secured by means of NFT real estate tokenization. This will be just like when Cyrus the Great as a servant of the true God Jehovah, destroyed Babylon, and then allowed God's people to return and rebuild Jerusalem. So then, listen to what the Spirit says in Revelation 18, verse 4 to 8. And get out of her, my people, if you do not want to share in her sins.